quo. Did you know a quo is something we trade or exchange, and status is when we no longer stand as we are? And I say, on the day after the day I finished writing the book that rewrote the script, I see myself to be the manuscript. You see, the manuscript is what we hand in when we write a book that took me 5 years to write, then a month to do, because I committed to finally changing the role I had as the writer of a book to then be the one that did. And then I say to you, you are too, even if it's not on pages. You must see that the life you lead is the ultimate book that you wrote, and you must see that the stories you're pulling together with your life are how you don't just make nice in this life, but you lead it to be the one and only you there ever has or will be. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to say next. Do you? With your life you may have a plan, and I will say the divine has a different one, and the timeline's often not so fun. To think you've got under wraps, and then you will be slapped back to the man who says you can or cannot, and it's the one inside of you. Don't you see how we have been deceived to think that we are other than what and who we truly are? And that is the I am inside of you, and inside of me too. It's true that you can do anything you set your mind to, for good or bad, happy or sad. Those are feelings and states of being, fully present in the now. It's where we write the stories others will see and say, she's a little crazy. Well, yes, I am. Did you know? Crazy just means different, and insanity is doing the same thing over again while expecting different results. And I don't believe that we can afford to do that anymore, which is the why I say crazy is the title I've claimed, because I dare to say the crazy ones are the ones who say they will write a new script and do because they dare to do it. Don't you see the self-fulfilling prophecy that we can be for ourselves? What you believe about yourself and what you need, those will determine how you write your life by the things you do. So let this be enough, as are you. And yes, the universal story of not being enough is the one we all suffer from, because it is part of the programming we've all been indoctrinated into. But don't lose your heart to start what you feel called to do, because only you can. And if you trust yourself to do it, then you can. I do also want to say, right before I go for today, that we have to actually shift the story of Not Enough into its sacred and empowered alternative, which is when we say, I have had enough. I do believe that is how we take the charge away from the way it used to be when we thought we weren't enough, into seeing that we just need to have enough of all the BS belief systems that we have been religioned into, different tribes, to say, I believe this and you believe that and we're different. But in fact, it is our hue of commonality that one more over. So I'll wait for the main road to make a way for me to get on my way. And I'll say, I send you love. I hope you feel. Feel it. Get back in the moment. That's where all your power is. Always. Have you ever been in a not now moment? No. Only in your mind, which is the trap. Not of the divine, but of the humans. Of us, who believe ourselves to be less, only because we bought someone else's BS. Well, lest we become that, it's time for us to unwind and to find our divinity in the now moment we are in. So hey, enjoy yours where you are, knowing you are enough. Lorete, namaste, namago for today.